right, well, welcome to IVYC101, the Online Instructor Certification course. I'm going to walk you through some very basics of getting started with the course so everybody knows how to get in. First of all, what you're looking at is the login page for Blackboard 9. Those of you who are accustomed to Blackboard 8, you've seen this particular login page, and the address for getting there was dl.idtech.edu. Well, Blackboard 9 has its own page, and its address is online.ivtech.edu, and that will take us to this page. And if you notice up here in the top left-hand corner, I'm using Mozilla Firefox as my browser. And we've always requested that you use that with Blackboard 8, but it's essential with Blackboard 9 that you're using Mozilla Firefox. If you're looking for Firefox on your desktop, it looks like this. It's the picture of the fox encircling the world there. And if you need to download it for yourself, that's not a problem. You can do so by going to mozilla.com, and it is a free download right there, and it will give you the opportunity to have a browser that works best with Blackboard 9. So here we are back at Blackboard 9, and I'm not just going to log in, and I'm going to use the same credentials that I used for Campus Connect, and that's going to let me into my site. And I'm going to pull this over just a little bit so you can see this side. In Blackboard 8, our courses were listed in the middle of the page, but in Blackboard 9, they're listed off to the right. Here I can see that, yes, I am logged into my account, and I'm in Blackboard 9. If I am wanting to find my organizations in Blackboard 9, those are under the Community tab, and there I can see my math group that I belong to with April, who's my department chair. But back here on my course page, these are the courses in which I am listed as an instructor. And then I can scroll down. Here's the courses in which I am enrolled as a student. And then down here even further, courses in which I am enrolled as a TA, a teaching assistant. And you may notice yourself here, for example, Ms. Dame, I have her development shell. And that's because part of this course, you're going to be actually developing your own course development shell, where you're going to go in and you're going to have the role as an instructor so that you can play around with things before you actually get your hands on a course where you're dealing with students. So here's Amy's, here's Charles's. When you look at your home page for Blackboard 9, what you're going to see is this shell course, SHL, and that's yours to play in, and you'll have assignments in there. And then the course itself, IVYC101. It's unavailable to you right now, but I'm going to show you what it looks like, and it'll be open for you on Thursday. So when I log in, this is what it looks like, and the edit mode is off, so this is what it looks like for you. I'm going to move my window over here a little bit so you can see, and you're going to see we have the announcements. These are the buttons, just like what we had in Blackboard 8. Those are available to us. And then as I scroll my screen down, we had a control panel in Blackboard 8. Now everything is accessible at all times to us in Blackboard 9. If I want the course tools, I can just click here, and all of them are available for me to choose from. This menu exists all the time on the left-hand side of Blackboard 9. That's kind of handy. However, one of the nice features of Blackboard 9 has been causing some students some trouble, and so I just want to point them out to you. This one in particular, this little button right here, the chevron, watch what happens when I click that. Your menu disappears and everything shifts over. That's great if you want to have the entire screen dedicated to just what you're working on, but students who've been hitting it by accident, and then they're freaking out because they're losing their materials. They're right here. All they have to do is look for the chevron again and click on it, and their buttons come back. So as you get started in the course, the first thing you always want to do is look for the announcements. Are there any new announcements? And you can tell this announcement was posted by the Blackboard administrator that was creating the course on October 12th. So as she was building the course, she went ahead and included this information. Anytime you log into a course, and this is also what you want to tell your students, look for the latest announcement and then make sure you read it. I guarantee you 75% of the questions that students ask you, you have probably already sent to them in an email or in an announcement. And the thing that we just have to gently remind them is, please read what's posted because it saves them frustration and it also saves the both of you time. The next thing is when a student starts a course, on the very first time they come in, we tell them, after you've read the announcements, go to the Start Here button. And Start Here is where they find all the important information. So this is what you'll go to. You'll want to do step 1. Look at your syllabus, your calendar, and all this other information here. Each one of these is clickable. You have a reading sign right here to take care of, and that gets you started. Then, once you've been through all that, class sessions is actually where we hold our class. So you'll start with class session 1. And online courses work from top to bottom. I'm going to move my screen over here a little bit. And you can see the whole thing. If you aren't able to see everything in your screen, make sure that that's clicked so that it's showing in your entire window. That way you've got all of this information available to you. But it starts at the top. What's the overview? This is what you're going to learn. Then it goes down to the objectives and the content. Okay? What do you need to know by the time you're done with everything here? And then it goes right into the learning activities. These are put on the page in a specific order for a reason. We want you to start at the top and work your way down. This is how all the courses should be developed. And any course that has been developed out of the state is going to come in this particular order. All courses that have been regionally developed, we recommend that they be in this order. And as the statewide library grows, everything will be in this order. So here we have our participant role activities. Because you're going to play the part of the participant, you're going to play a part as an instructor, and then you're going to play a part as a student in one of your fellow instructors' courses over the course of the next 6 weeks. So you click on your participant role activities, and again, you start at the top of the page. You start at the top and complete each item or reading as it tells you until you get to the bottom. Okay? And at this point, you've completed all of, by the time you get down here and you're updating your My Places area, you've completed all of the learning activities. You can go back, because this is where you are, you can use the breadcrumb trail to go back one item. And we have just completed the participant role activities. Now to do the instructor role activities. And here it talks about adding your instructor info to your course. Okay, this is a nice little document that has been put together by the developers in Indianapolis. If you want to see what that looks like for real, you can click on My Instructor link. And My Instructor link is just over here at the left. Okay, you can see the instructor link right there. And this is what I have developed for my instructor page. And I used the directions that were in that document there to set up the ability to put my picture here and information over here. I followed by my biography, and this is the biography that I use with my students so they kind of get to know who I am a little bit and let them know that I am a human. And then I included some pictures of my son and I and some of our activities. This kind of helps provide that personal touch to your course. So we can go back to our class session. And again, that was under the instructor role activities. So the very first week, you're going to be working in your development shell, and what you're going to do is edit the information that is under that instructor tab. And then again, here we are, and this, we can go back through the breadcrumbs, the one before, to where we were. And after I've completed my participant role activities and my instructor role activities, the last thing I have to do is my quiz. I can click on this, It's going to send me to the beginning of my quiz, and I tell it to begin. Important information that is existing on this quiz page. This tells me about it. It says I need to achieve at least a 90, and that I have 30 minutes to complete it. It tells me to answer each question by selecting the most appropriate answer, and that I can use my notes, that I have a 30-minute timer, and that I will get a 1-minute warning. It does say that I have multiple attempts, so if you do not score a 90, you can take it again. However, the forced completion means I can't do a little bit and then come back. I can only go in and try it and submit it. I have to do the whole thing, okay? So I can't do a question and then go have dinner and come back and have saved it. So I do have to force the completion, but I can take it over and over until I am finished. And then I can come down here and I can save and submit it. And it says, oh, you haven't finished all of these. Are you sure you want to? That's a clue for me to go back and double check. And then I say, okay, and I'm going to confirm it. So now I have just entered that grade, and it tells me my test is submitted, and that it's submitted in my name, what it is, what the course is, and when I did it. And then I can check my grade by clicking the OK for results. And, oh, doesn't look like I did too well. I got some wrong answers. Okay. So now we're going back to the overview of session 1. Everything's here. I've done my participant role activities, my instructor role activities, and I've done my quiz. Now it reminds me this is what we did, and this is what we're going to do next. One of the things that was in the participant role activity was that I was going to post in the discussion board. I can get to the discussion board by clicking over here on discussion, and here you can see the discussion board. All right, and Session 1, Discussion 1, your introduction icebreaker. And here is where I have my instructions. This is what I'm supposed to do. And then this is the end of the discussion, okay? And so if I want to post in it, I click on the title. And then there's nobody's put anything in there, so I create a thread. And now I can type what this is. I can say this is Lacey's introduction. And then I can start typing in there. When I'm all finished, I can save a draft, which does not post it. I can submit it. Or in this case, because I don't want to post what I've put so far, I'm going to cancel it. And so that will go away. That pretty much walks us through the different areas that you're going to be in throughout this week. You're more than welcome to look at the other class sessions. Not all of them have been updated, but this will just give you an idea of the things that you could expect to see when you log into this course.